Sage is fighting the fight. He has fought cities. He has fought counties, politicians, naysayers. Hell, he's even fought mayors.
Thank you for listening to Sage and the Houseless Movement, a weekly show dedicated to the news and views of the homeless locally and worldwide.
And all other things considered homeless?
Yes. Broadcasting live from your Alexa device, the Radio Free Network app, iOS, WMBU.org, Many Voices United, and the RadioFreeNetwork.com. And now, from some wooded area in Akron, Ohio, here is Sage the Rage Lewis.
Yo, 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 what is up, party people? It is the end of August. Did summer go fast for you? So I got this thing. On the weekend, I believe this. I believe that if you want to get the most out of your weekend, you got to do something on Friday. You got to go out on Friday. You got to do something fun on Friday. That way, your whole weekend, feels longer. I'm telling you, it's true. Try it if you don't go out on Fridays. If you go out on Fridays, whatever. But I feel like that's what happened on my summer. Like I had this conference I was helping do the Zoom stuff for most of June. And I didn't have anything going on anyway. It wasn't like I was missing some great vacation or whatever. But I worked a lot in June. And so I feel like my summer felt shorter. But who cares? I think I'm going to be 50 in September. Holy crap. That's this. Right. 71. I was born in 71. It's 20. Yep. 50. Jesus Christ. That's ridiculous. That's just stupid. That's stupid. I feel good though. My back doesn't hurt. Really healthy. And may I say, I'm less uncomfortable in my life. Like, I remember earlier in my life, I was always uncomfortable. Like, wherever I was, whatever I was doing was not good enough. Now everything's fine. Whatever. You want to go to Japan? Let's go to Japan. You don't want to go to Japan? Let's not go to Japan. It's like that. I think we're going to go to Japan. I'm definitely going to go to Japan. Like, you want to watch Netflix? You want to go to the movies? I'll just stay home and watch Netflix. Like, part of me thinks, you want to go out to dinner? You want to just eat at home? Let's just eat at home. Part of me thinks I'm just giving up. The other part of me thinks I'm just like more content, which is probably giving up. I don't know. They say, don't they say, whoever they are, that you get happier you get older? I'm still angry. Don't get me wrong. Got plenty of anger. But generally, want to go camping this weekend? Want to not go camping? Let's not go camping. Want to go get in the hot tub or not get in the hot tub? I'll just stay here on the couch. I don't know. Do you feel that way? Have you noticed, like, if you're 50 or older, have you felt that way? Does that like, are you just winding down? Is that what it is? You're just like, yeah, whatever. I did it. I saw it. It's like you went to Europe, but you stayed a little too long. You're like, yeah, I guess. Go to the Louvre again. I mean, we've already been there 5 times. Yeah, whatever. I mean, people that live in Paris, how often do they go to the Louvre? I mean, I'm sure some go a lot, but most probably don't, right? They just sit in their house, or do whatever French people do. I know that's true with New Yorkers. when we were young, we had friends that lived in New York, and we would come to New York, from Ohio, and we want to do all this stuff. They'd take us to the seediest, most stupid bars that were just like bars in Ohio. I'm like, I'm in New York. This is a dumb bar. Like, no, man, this is the bar. All the other ones are too shishi. Oh my God. I came for shishi. I'm here in New York for shishi. That's what New York is. I came for the New York experience. But then I got the New York experience. It's just like every other experience. Wouldn't take me to the Statue of Liberty. Wouldn't go to any museums. Just sat around in their living room. And that's it. That's what life is. You're like, wow, look at life. Oh, man, I got to do it all. I got to check it out. I got to see this. I got to see that. Yeah, it's good. Life's good. Yeah, you should go do that. Go do that. I'll be over here. Go on. And I'm not saying I won't do stuff. I'm just saying that I don't have like a huge burning desire. I mean, I would like to go back to the national parks. I like it over there. I mean, why not? I like being not cold in the winter. That's one of those things I really like. So, I'm hoping that I'll migrate in the winter to warmer climates. It's dangerous, too, with the ice. You fall down, hit your head, you can die. But not some great passion. Have you ever been to Florida? Man, Florida is the greatest. It's amazing. Oh, do you go on the Atlantic side or the Gulf side? Oh, man, I'm like the Atlantic side, and I just can't wait to get down there. No. Yeah, it's great. You should go. If you haven't been, I recommend it. That's it. Just, I'm like, whatever. I mean, I still do stuff. I watch a lot of TV. I read some books. I like reading books. Sometimes I read a book. Sometimes I watch TV. It's just how I feel. Depends. It's nice to have both options. Sort of feel sorry for the people that just had to read. What did they do when they got tired of reading? Not read? No. Got to watch TV. Sometimes I get tired of watching TV. Then I go read. Or then I watch a different kind of TV. I like TikTok. You watch TikTok? People tell me, yeah, I watch TikTok on Instagram. No, that doesn't count. You can't watch somebody taping a TikTok, copying it over to Instagram. Go to TikTok. The guy I want to show you. This guy over here. Check this guy out.
I really appreciate the help I'm getting in the comments from fellow progressives, economists, people who can do basic math, but I need you to accept something for me, because it's only become clear to me in the last couple of years, and I think it's going to help you in your political discourse with your family members, with your coworkers, with your colleagues, your clients. Conservatives, by and large, don't care.
All right, let me set the stage. This guy did a TikTok, and this is what happens. Sometimes you're just doing your TikTok stuff, man, in your own business, and then you say something and it blows up and everybody freaks out on you. And so I can sense his, his little tension. He's a little defensive. But what happened was he did a TikTok where he said he's finally getting go back to work. He has 3 kids, and each kid costs $30 a day for childcare. So for him to go back to work, he's got to make more money than $90 to make it worthwhile. And he says he does. He has a job that he's paying more than $90. But it was a big debate. And then he said something like the government should subsidize childcare, so it's like $10 a day, as opposed to $30 a day. And so I can sense his angst. People must have been outraged. And then, he made this video
About the money. $10 a day childcare. I saw this 100 times in the comments there. Who's going to pay for this? Why should my tax dollars go to pay for that? And you can explain to them again and again and again and again and again that $10 a day childcare is going to save everybody money. You can explain it. You can explain that housing the homeless is cheaper. You can explain that safe injection sites save millions of dollars in healthcare money. You can explain it till you are red in the face. I've fucking done it. Deep down, these people don't give a fuck about the money. Fiscal conservatism, go fuck yourself. You don't give a fuck about the money.
My kind of guy.
Then why? Good question. Great question. And I hope you're sitting down for this. Because they want women, disabled people, drug addicts, the homeless to suffer and to die in silence. And they're willing to pay money for it. They're willing to pay more in taxes. They're willing to pay more for healthcare. They're willing to pay more for housing, for public transport. They're willing to pay more and get less as long as it means that the people that they judge not worthy suffer. If you think I'm wrong, look around you. Just look. That's all you gotta do is look.
All right. I wanted to make this kind of the basis for today's episode. This guy's name is DGI or something. Timothy Daigle 33. Go check him out on TikTok. Go over there. The premise is conservatives want people to suffer. And I would say he is right. I don't buy into this whole conservatives are evil and progressives are the saving grace of the world. I think they're both fucking assholes. And sometimes I get tired of liberals just talking the talk and not doing anything, and which in a way makes me appreciate conservatives more, because at least they're not being hypocritical. But they want people to suffer. I need to write that down. Do you agree with that premise? Well, I do, and here's why. Now, I'm not saying it's just conservatives. I am going to say that humans love to see people suffer. They love it. Years ago, one of the first homeless people I ever helped, he was a young guy that had just gotten out of jail, and he came to my office, and I was talking to him, and this is way before I was doing anything with the homeless community, and I was just talking to him and asking him what he was going to do, and we had a really nice conversation. And then that night, he stole my iMac. It's a big computer. And I know he stole the iMac because I saw on the cameras him walk up through the basement stairs and into my office and take the iMac and run out the door. I saw him do it. So it's not debatable whether or not it was him. It was him. And I wrote that on Facebook, and you had would have thought this guy had murdered my newborn puppy? People just piled on. I hope you catch him. I hope he rots in jail. Just like the most evil things you could imagine. They wanted this guy dead. They were irate. They're like, you offered to help him, and then this is what he did to you, and he should pay. And it's like that eye for an eye type of retribution or, punishment. I don't think humans have gotten over that. You take out my eye, I get to take out your eye. And I really believe that is a fundamentally human desire. And in fact, I think they would like it to be not equal. That if you were attacked unprovoked, that the attacker should get worse. Whatever happens to that guy, it's not good enough. You ever seen like a family in court, a murderer gets convicted, and they almost always say it's never enough unless he gets the death penalty. That's what they love. They love the death penalty. And well, I say all of this, I'm using these sweeping terms as all, people like this. I'm not saying all people are like this. I'm not like this. I hope not. Well, I can be. There are times that people make me absolutely irate. But I'm sure that this is obviously on a sliding scale. Some people are full tilt, death to anybody who wrongs them whatsoever. And some people are like, I'll just pray for them or whatever. Obviously, right? I'm speaking in generalities here, so don't yell at the whatever you're watching this or hearing this on. Like, I don't do that, Sage. I don't. Fine. I'm not. I'm talking in generalities. Talking in generalities. Road rage. You ever had road rage? I've had it. You want that person dead that did whatever, right? I mean, that's the feeling. I don't know if you would necessarily go through with it like God sweeps in and he's like, all right, here he is. You want me to kill him? You probably be like, no, just no. But dude, don't do that again, But you have that instinct of like, fuck you. I hate you. I hope you and your family burn in a fiery death. People say shit like that. And I think they mean it. I mean, they instinctively mean it. I don't know that they would follow through. They're that angry, right? And I do not think it's a conservative liberal thing. I have met really vindictive liberals. I would like to see a study on road rage. Who gets more angry, conservatives or liberals? I bet it doesn't matter. I bet it doesn't matter. It's a people thing. And furthermore, you take the most well-meaning liberal and you make them step over people on their rich sidewalk in Austin, Texas, and suddenly they become real fucking dicks. Real dicks. It's now illegal to, in Austin, and I think all of Texas now, to camp in certain places, certain space near schools. The laws come in without any solutions. You wouldn't need the laws if you would come up with a solution. But what's important is that middle-class white people not be troubled. Middle-class white people don't like to feel icky. They don't like it. Walking over a homeless person that has nothing on your way to work in your high heels or your fancy Dockers and whatever makes them feel icky. They don't wanna. And you know what? The government agrees. They don't want to see it either. We're glad you're on our side. Let's get rid of these no good, smelly homeless people. They're just a waste of space anyways. Says a person who's never met homeless people. So, I am into right now acceptance. Acceptance of a lot of stuff. I'm into accepting people for who they are. As long as they're not hurting somebody else. Do conservatives like to see people they don't like suffer? Some probably. I'm gonna guess it's always 30%. It's 30%, you know? It's like 30%. Most conservatives don't think about it. And some people are just angry. And it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I get it. You don't like people that are not like you. You don't like poor people. You don't like women. You don't like black people. You don't like Hispanics. You don't like Asians. I get it. You just want to be left alone. It's fine. This guy here in this TikTok video, he doesn't like conservatives. He has lumped in all conservatives. And then the comments are like that. Conservatives' point of view has and always will be, if it's not happening to me personally, then it's not happening. This guy says, if I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. You can't explain things to cons. If you could, they wouldn't be cons. And then another guy's like, nailed it. So they're doing it too. They are making sweeping generalizations about conservatives. Let me tell you a story. I was coming back from camping. No. I was at Lakeside. I was up at Lakeside. And I got some problem with my radiator. I can't find a drip or anything, but it runs out of radiator fluid. And I didn't check, and it was super hot, and my truck started overheating. And so I pulled in to a driveway in the country. Trump sign in the yard. I just needed to pull into a driveway and figure this out, put in some more coolant. Long driveway. And the guy's got super nice barn, and he's on his tractor. It's not a huge tractor. It's a medium-sized tractor. And he drives up, and he's like, hey, man, you all right? And I'm like, hey, sorry I pulled in here, but my car is overheating, and I think I just need to fill it up. He's like, cool, man. You're fine. You're not in the way. Nothing's going on. People can get by. He's like, and then he gave me advice. He's like, well, tell me what happened. And I'm like, this happened and that happened. And he's like, well, yeah, why don't you wait like 15 minutes and, put some in and see how it goes. And he's like, but take all the time you need. And then he just went off doing his farm stuff. That's what a conservative is. I know a lot of conservatives, and they're wonderful people. Wonderful people. If you don't know any conservatives that are wonderful people, you don't know any conservatives. Now, you start pinpointing them on specific issues. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have difference of thoughts. But to say things like conservatives' point of view and always will be, if it's not happening to me personally, then it's not happening. That's a lie. That's propaganda put out by the left. And you could be like, well, Sage, they don't care about gay rights or Black Lives Matter. Dude, they don't know any gay people or Black Lives Matter people. They live in the frickin' country. They go to white Christian churches. They live in white Christian communities in the country. All right? They don't live in the city. They don't think about this stuff unless you force them to. What do you think about gay people? And then here it goes. And they're like, well, I think it's against God's will. I don't think you should be gay. See? They hate gay people. What do you think about black people? Well, I think they should get a job and, not have kids out of wedlock. See? They're racist. No, man. You're cornering them on crap they don't think about. And then you make them upset, and then they do start thinking about it. And then these are not issues for them in their day-to-day life. Okay? They are not involved. They're not. They got other stuff going on. And then liberals do it to conservatives. And they start dropping bullshit like this. See what else people say. And this is exactly why I cut off my family. Toxic is toxic, and I'm not dealing with it anymore. Best decision I made in 2020. Saw a Desiring God post this week saying that empathy was a sin and the devil entices with compassion. My older sister's fiscally conservative, and she blatantly ableist towards my cousin and I. It's not about money, it's about upholding white supremacy. That's propaganda. All of it is propaganda. Now, to the woman with the toxic family, that's a particular situation. And I don't know why they're toxic, but families can be toxic, and it can be very beneficial to leave a toxic family. I don't know her situation. But I seem to have rational conversations with conservatives all the time. Because you know why? Because these issues are complicated and nuanced. And for you to go in and be like, we need to do this, we need to do that, is a lie. You don't know what we need to do. Karl Marx thought we needed to be communist. And when you look at it on paper, it looks really good. But so far, it hasn't been working out awesome. Not saying we shouldn't keep trying. Just saying. Every time we roll out communism, it doesn't work very good. I get it. You don't need to argue with me. America make brewing up. Yeah, fine. I'm just. So, look. If you want to judge people, start by judging yourself. That'll give you a lifetime to work on. Okay? It's easier to judge other people because you can make these sweeping, biased, unthoughtful statements and then move on with your life and nothing changes. Except you made somebody angry and you got yourself all worked up. Okay? The fact of the matter is, we need conservatives. We do. We need a balance. We need people to support tradition and traditional values. Because if we just throw away tradition and traditional values, then tomorrow your ideas get thrown away because now you're conservative trying to hold on to the new traditional values. And if that becomes an outlaw, everything gets thrown away. Well, we believed that last week. We can't believe that anymore. You become the conservative, man. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? A revolution happens. The new people come in. It's usually the proletariat, the people on the bottom, flip over, become the people on top, and then their ideas become the traditional values. And you will find always that there are problems with them. Everything has problems. Everything. Because we're dealing with human beings. Human beings are crazy. They can make everything a problem. You need somebody that says, look, Christianity provides a foundation of respect for authority. I know every word is going to come out of my mouth. You're like, I know all the frickin' arguments. I don't need you yelling at me invisibly on this. I know. Helps people lead good lives. It lets them know that God loves them. It's good community. Wholesome people. Do you know where the FBI and CIA go to get new recruits? Well, they go a lot of different places. The Mormons. They start with the Mormons. You know why? Because it's an easy place to find people that don't do drugs and aren't crazy motherfuckers. Now, That's not how I live, okay? I have kind of found a new look at Christianity, and I consider myself a Christian these days, but in a quite liberal way, I would say. And that's not what this is about. I'm not gonna have to talk about that now. But I certainly don't. I hate the Catholic Church. They're terrible, terrible humans. I believe that the Christian church and most churches have outsourced all of their good deeds to the government. And so they got nothing to do except make mega churches. So, yeah, I got problems with the church. And I got problems with people that try to jam their moralistic agenda down the throats of people that don't want to hear it. It's not for me. But you know what? When somebody comes to me with those moral agendas, I don't start a fight. I just listen. Or if I can't take it, I'm like, hey, man, I just can't right now. I got to go. Sometimes I can't take it. But mostly I can. Because even though I've heard it 100 times, I want to hear it from this person. Because you know why? People interest me. I want to know why they believe in Jesus. Why they believe what they believe. I have a friend who's a racist. Older guy, racist. Does not like black people. You know why? Because he grew up in an all-black community and repeatedly bullied by them. Last story he told me, 2 black kids took a sharpened pencil, stuck it to his neck, and made him give his lunch money. Doesn't that make a lot of sense? Not saying racism is good. Not saying you shouldn't work on it. And I think he does, actually. He'll be like, you know, most black people are fine. It's just the 2% that like screw everything up. And he's like, and that's the way it is with white people too. Poor white people. Most poor white people are great people, but there's 2% that just screws it up. Hard to argue with that, wouldn't you say? Probably he's being generous. Probably way more than 2%. Way more than 2% of all society screwing it up for the rest of us. Most of us are just good, normal people. And on top of it, it's the brainwashing. So ask a liberal what they think of QAnon. There's like QAnon, you know, QAnon, they believe, I don't know what they believe. Hillary Clinton rapes babies or something in a basement of a pizza joint. I can't keep up. All I know is it's a cult. And there's a Reddit group for people that are, you know, that have loved ones in QAnon. And what they say over and over again is they cannot change their mind. No matter what they say, no matter how they say it, no matter what they show them, the QAnon people are not changing their mind. And that is what a cult does. Now, I can get a liberal to believe that, and I don't have to, I just say that, and they're like, yep, that sounds right. But if I say to a liberal that most conservatives are really good people, and they did not, most, in fact, did not vote for Donald Trump because they're racist, they get angry at me. They cannot open their mind to that idea because they hate conservatives. They hate them. And that's why we have CNN for liberals. Here, let's do it. Let's look at the let's start at Fox News. Fox News. Let's see what the headlines are. Fox News. Here we go. Here are the headlines. No way out. Heartbreaking images show at least one gate at Kabul airport closed in front of hundreds of evacuees. Defeats pile up. Supreme Court rebuke of Biden. Support of Trump border policy marks latest laws. Kurtz, press unloads on Larry Elder as Republican threats to oust Newsom. Young dad shielding his child killed by high gunman in Florida restaurant. Okay, who do you think is the gunman? The black guy or the white guy? But it's the black guy. This image, Miami-Dade, shows Tamarius Blair Davis, who fatally shot a tourist.
Whoa, Marcos!
Eating dinner with his family at a Miami Beach restaurant. Police and a family member said, see, that guy. Murderer. Black murderer. Okay? It's raw meat. Okay? And now liberals will be like, but see, Sage, there it is. They're putting this black guy on the picture on the front of Fox News so that, people are like, don't like black people. Somebody was talking to me, not a conservative, but somebody that's afraid of black people, about how, I don't know, let's see, Fox News, Chicago shooting. Let's see what Fox News, they got a whole section. Chicago's crime wave. Democrat-run cities push to refund the police. Chicago Inspector General criticizes $33 million shot spotter system amid rising shootings. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Father of badly wounded Chicago cop rids Mayor Lightfoot. She compromised his safety. So, okay, Mayor Lightfoot. Okay. Mayor Lightfoot. Is she a black lady? Yep, she's a black lady. Because a conservative friend of mine was saying something like, and she's black, and she's black. And she's trying to do, she doesn't care, and she's black. It is. Now, if you're a liberal, you're buying everything I'm saying. It's a cult. And they're feeding into the cult methodology. Now, let's go over to CNN. Okay. Blast reported near airport in Kabul. Isn't that interesting how it's just the facts on that one? Hospitals filled with COVID patients was forced to turn away someone needing emergency cancer treatment. Okay? It's raw meat for the liberals. They are super angry. They hate these people that don't get the vaccination. I am hearing liberals say, well, maybe if you don't believe in the vaccination, you shouldn't believe in hospital treatment either. Mississippi nurses are resigning to protect themselves from COVID-19 burnout. Let's see. It's hard right at the moment. See, when you're in power, it's harder. Okay, wait. Judge sanctions pro-Trump lawyers who brought frivolous election lawsuits. It's on the top of the front page. Kylie McEnany, I think, isn't she from the, I mean, what is she, is gaslighting America. This is what Trump said about U.S. evacuations and Afghan allies. Do you understand what I'm getting at? Both sides are throwing emotional fuel on the fire. Now, let's go to an unbiased news source. Reuters. Western troops in Kabul plan own evacuation amid threats as deadline looms. It's a headline. Japan suspends 1.6 million doses of Moderna shot after contamination reports. Sydney Hospital erect emergency tent as COVID-19 cases hit record. U.S. second quarter economic growth revised slightly higher. Weekly jobless claims rise. Biden-Israel Prime Minister seek to reset relations. Narrow differences on Iran. Deutsche Fund arm race faces U.S. probe over sustainable investment. Taliban asked Turkey to help run Kabul airport. Hundreds of displaced families seek aid in Kabul. Internal UN documents say Taliban threatened and beat the staff. Afghanistan's banks brace for bedlam. Those are a little edgy. Do you see the difference? Can you see the difference? I think if you're really into your side, you can't see the difference because you have bought in hook, line, and sinker on your side. If you're a liberal, you're not going to go to Fox News because you don't want to hear about Supreme Court rebuke of Biden's support of Trump border policy, Mark's latest loss. You don't want to hear it. Mark's latest loss. This isn't news. This is entertainment. And not good entertainment, bad entertainment. Entertainment that makes people angry and hate other Americans. That's what sells. Do you understand? Both sides do it equally. Equally. Conservatives believe that CNN is fake news. Liberals believe Fox News is fake news. They're both fake news. Well, they're not fake. They're propaganda news. They don't typically lie or get the facts wrong. They spin it in a way that is provocative. They don't just say the news. Do you understand? And I bring all of this up because this is the most human thing in the world. We will never get over our hatred of other people until somebody says, hey, man, I get it. I got people I hate too. And then you listen. But that's not how it goes. Black people need to get jobs, quit drugs, and stop having babies out of wedlock. Oh, yeah, motherfucker? Well, you know what? If the whitey wasn't evicting us at twice the rate of anybody else, maybe we'd be able to stay fucking put and like build a family. Maybe if whitey wasn't constantly patrolling our streets looking for fucking air fresheners on our mirror to pull us over and start going through our shit, maybe we'd be able to have a normal life. There he goes. There you go. Now, you have not convinced anybody. You have just solidified the other person's statement, other person's belief. You want to do something? Stop going to these websites. Stop going to Fox News. Stop going to CNN. What are the most middle of the road news organizations? Here. All right. What news sources are left-leaning, centrist, or right-leaning? There's no completely clear answer to this question because there's no one exact methodology to measure the rate. See, here you go. Already, it's like rational. This is like, I don't know, the University of Michigan Library Research, okay? Here's a couple of resources that can help. All Sides is a news website that presents multiple sources side by side in order to provide full scope of news reporting. Don't go there. Or, they have bias for ratings reports. That's interesting. Okay. Ideological placement of each source's audience. Average ideological placements on a 10-point scale of ideological consistency of those who got news from each source in the past week. New Yorker and Slate, very left. Breitbart, Rush Limbaugh Show, The Blaze, Hannity Show, Glenn Beck Program, very right. Drudge Report, pretty right. Fox News, pretty right. Yahoo News and Wall Street Journal, a little bit left. CNN, pretty left. MSNBC, even more left. Daily Show, Guardian, Al Jazeera, NPR, Colbert Report, New York Times, far left. And the trick is, you are not going to, if you are left and you go to the New York Times or the Guardian, you are going to think it's centrist because it resonates with your beliefs. You're going to be like, no, that's just the news. Let's see. The BBC, Wall Street Journal has a bias rating of center according to All Sides. This is read by people of all political leanings. Is the only news source that is more trusted and distributed by people across all political spectrum. There is, however, some debate, but it's been accused of being biased on both left and right. Okay, so let's go over there. Let's see. Isn't that interesting? I didn't know that about... Jobless claims held near pandemic low. Unemployment claims edge up 353,000. Delta variant surges, so does demand for at-home tests. Kabul airport is hit by explosion. What's next for Afghan evacuees fleeing Kabul? World's largest chip maker to raise prices, threatening costlier electronics. Elizabeth Holmes' trial could reveal her side of Theranos story. I don't know what that is. See, can you see how these are just not filled with propaganda and emotion? T-Mobile hacker who stole data on 50 million consumers. Their security is awful. New York Yankees have turned back into the New York Yankees. I don't know what that means. And then I'm sure, and then you got columnists, right? we got to turn down the hatred, people. But the first thing you got to do is be like, yeah, man, people hate each other. We've always hated each other. It's as human as fucking and dancing and eating until we puke. And getting drunk and high. It's just what we do. It's okay. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. I'm telling you, the first step to solving these problems is being like, it's okay, man. Just don't hurt anybody. You can hate me. You can hate black people. You can hate women. But why? Why do you hate them? Why do you hate women? Why do you think women don't deserve equal pay? Oh, they get equal pay. Okay. All right, just curious. Just curious. We got to accept the fact that people hate people. And people hate homeless people. Okay? People hate drug addicts. People hate drug dealers. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes I get really pissed off at homeless people and drug addicts and drug dealers too. Spend a lot of time with them. Mostly, I enjoy my time with them very much, but every once in a while they really get on my nerves. But I forgive them because you know why? Because they're all just like us. They're just trying to do the best they can. That's all. That's all they're trying to do, the best they can. So that's the only thing you have to work on is stop hating people and start understanding people. In fact, if you hate people, those are probably the people you need to start spending more time with. Why do you really hate them? You think you know them. Do you really know them? Do you know them as full human beings? What are they like as people? What are they like as parents? What are they like as kids? What are they like on the job? Do you know who mostly comes to donate to homeless people? Not all, but conservatives, Christians. They just keep coming and coming and coming and coming. Conservative Christians. Oftentimes from the country. From Wadsworth, from Medina. They drive in to Akron to help Akron homeless people. There's a conservative lady that comes every Monday and goes to as many camps as she can to hand out food and supplies. Every Monday. She's done it for years. Super Christian. It's really cool. Her Christianity is important to her. She loves God. She loves Jesus. She loves her church. Wonderful. That's so great. That's all you need to say. You don't need to debate her about her religion. You don't need to debate her about anything. You don't need to debate her about anything. Find common ground. That's all. I'm telling you. Totally fine to hate people. Go ahead and hate. I'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to Sage and the Houseless Movement, a weekly show dedicated to the news and views of the homeless locally and worldwide.